Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm back. I'm Nancy Joy. Um, I traveled, of course, you've heard me talk about the wonderful dolphin pod from Bimini and the group, and I met a very special friend there, a new friend from Switzerland, and her name's Christine Huber. And we just connected in a way that was very deep without words and a very profound, the type of thing. We all have them. And so we've been communicating quite a bit here and connecting with each other since our return. And she's an artist and a writer. And she told me she was really interested in writing a book because so many of the people on this trip had a real tough landing. People always have a tough landing a lot of times after a Heartlights journey because you really do the group heart thing and you're in such a high frequency. And with the dolphins in particular, it was profound, as I've mentioned. So then you come back and you land into your regular world, your regular life. And at first it can feel very disconcerting. You can feel very disconnected, like you lost something. There can be a great longing inside of you. And I've been doing these journeys since 1994. And, for a while I surely did experience those shifts. But as time went on, I really learned a different way. And I'd like to share it, but it's so hard to put into words. So Christine wrote a short story. I believe she wrote it while she was flying somewhere. It's called In the Air. And it's the story of a young girl who's flying to her second home, and she has a profound experience up in the air of connecting with the earth and going into a bliss state. And it's like this beautiful lotus opened inside of her. And, the story goes on and she lives her life. But her point is that she never, that experience changed her so deeply, and she was able to use it as a touchstone. It never left her. It was always with her. And Christine put into words how I learned to travel frequencies, to jump frequencies, to be in a very high frequency surrounded by that, and then jump back into a more, I don't like the words higher and lower, but not as dense, a different frequency, let's just say. And it can be really difficult. And how you do it, Christine put the words perfectly. This is her quote from almost the ending of her story. This is about the girl. She will never, ever stop watching all the pictures she took with the camera of her heart. I just loved it. It summed up exactly how I come back and integrate that very high frequency and experience into my life here in Iowa at El Shaddai with my husband and my family, my work. And it is that when you have an experience like that, and I know you've all had them, they're life-changing, they change you at a profoundly deep level. It's your mind. It is your mind pattern that separates that experience and that frequency from your life here, from your everyday life, and tells you that that is good and you miss that, and this one's very difficult. It's really not the truth, because in the higher echelons, dimensions, whatever you want to call them, there is no time. It's all existing now. So that exists because it exists in your heart. You took pictures of that experience in your heart, which is the feeling and emotional place where you connect with your soul. And I have learned that I can close my eyes and go to the pictures playing in my heart, go to those feelings and be back in the bliss state. I don't anymore terribly long for that. I realize that didn't create the bliss state. That lit my pathway, my journey into that place that's inside of me. So anyway, short and sweet this week. Take a look at that inside yourself. Take a look at what are you longing for? What experience do you keep going back to? And wanting to recreate, and realize that feeling is inside of you. You've opened it. It's vibrating in your cells. Have a great week on that thought. Don't forget about our Egypt trip, and keep on smiling.